Hello YouTube, this is the Bucket coming at you today with a range review on the SCCY CPX-1. This is a polymer firearm with stainless steel slide, stainless steel barrel with a double action trigger made by SCCY. This gun was designed for and made by a tool and die manufacturer and engineer named Joe Roebuck. And his idea was that he could produce a inexpensive firearm that he could do a better job on because he wasn't a traditional gun manufacturer. And one of the things that he did was he did create a gun with a double action only trigger. And I will be the first one to admit that I am not the best at double action triggers, to say the least. But I had a buddy of mine named Abe that we did some training together, and he did a really good job with this gun. And a bunch of my subscribers said, hey, I wish that you would have done some of your videos with the SCCY instead of this gun or instead of that gun. And so I listened to my subscribers, and I picked this gun up for that reason. So I'm going to start off by letting you guys see how my first 10 rounds went. See, I did not do a particularly good job with this gun. Let me talk about my first impressions. As soon as I got done shooting the gun, the first thing I would tell you is this gun feels like a blowback operated gun. Now, most 9mm guns have a locked breech system, which most from the John Moses Browning design, the barrel and the slide move back for a distance before it unlocks, which actually soaks up some of the recoil and holds the chamber till the barrel leaves, till the projectile leaves the barrel and allows the gun to open up and operate safely. Blowback guns, just the weight of the slide and the spring are all that hold that gun locked up, which means there's a lot of Newton's second law coming back to the shooter, and we refer to that as felt recoil. This gun felt like a direct blowback gun, which was very unpleasant in my hand. It was just painful. It did not feel good or comfortable in the hand. Also, with the safety, there's this well down here, and it rubbed, you can see, it just rubbed my thumb where it sits raw. And it made it very painful. And I actually have a similar raw spot over here because it's an ambidextrous trigger. Furthermore, they put these teeth down here on the finger grip, so when I grabbed a hold of the gun, I would actually feel almost like a reverberation in my finger, making the whole experience unpleasant. On top of that, the double action trigger I found very hard on my first 10 rounds. Now, I did practice with the gun, and I did get to the point where I could get a little bit more accurate. Couple of things that I did was I regularly have a very high purchase, so I kind of held the gun down low underneath these wings. That did help. Also, I practiced kind of getting the gun into a half cock and then slowly pulling through the trigger, and that did make it more accurate. I did go out with my brother-in-law. We refer to him as the Pony, and he experienced similar problems with me. He found it very unpleasant to shoot. He found it very hard to keep it on target. And it was just one of those deals where neither one of us enjoyed shooting this gun. Now, I did keep pushing after it, and I could get to the point where at 20 yards, I was hitting 4 out of 5 shots. And so it can be a gun that you can get good with. So I'm not meaning to talk poorly about anybody that owns one of these. I'm sure you shoot them very well. I'm sure that you do a great job with it. What I'm talking to when I look at a gun like this, when you're looking at more of one of those bargain pistols, you're often dealing with new shooters. They may not have ever had experience with a double action trigger, and that is a trigger that is going to take a lot of practice, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and let's face it, some financial costs going to a gun range, or even just the ammo, to figure out how to use a double action trigger. And around the same price point, you could pick up a Taurus G2C. I've done a review on those, and I think very, very highly of those guns. Not very expensive. The Turkish market has bringing in some good guns. Gersan, I really enjoyed their guns. The MC28 is a great gun. Sarsaman's, the SAR 9 is a good gun. Those have bigger magazine capacities. Not quite as concealable as this particular gun, but much, much more pleasant to shoot. It's a striker fire action, which means that the trigger is a little bit easier to get onto target. So I don't think I could recommend this gun to anybody. That being said, if you are just dead set on getting a Sky, I would get a Sky CPX2, because this part isn't on that gun. I think you're going to find it much more pleasant to shoot that way. I will say it pointed well. The 3-dot sights were easy to pick up. They were on target, so that was good as well. And that's my opinion about this particular gun. Now, I usually do a different sign off, and I'm going to sign off a little bit differently about how I ended my day with this particular gun. But before I show that video, I would like to thank all of my subscribers, all of you that have supported The Bucket Shall Not Be Infringed. Those likes are appreciated. Those comments are appreciated. Sharing these videos really helps out to get that message out to other people. And once again, you stay classy, YouTube.